It's all about family. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Random Distractions home theater video. In a previous video I had compared the 1961 towers both in ported and sealed mode against the 1961 bookshelf speakers. And in that video I actually had a comment asking if I would compare the monitors as well. Unfortunately, I only have items that I've actually purchased myself, and that was not one of them. But I decided to give it a shot and reach out to Arendal and see what they would say. Luckily, they agreed to send me a pair of 1961 monitors, and so in this video I'm going to use them as my front stage to see how they sound. First, a quick unboxing. Like the other speakers, the 1961 monitors are packaged really well, and even though they provided the speakers, I received them very quickly. The order was placed on a Monday, and I received them that same week on a Thursday. Inside the box is a manual, a warranty card, which for the 1961 series is 5 years, small rubber feet, the grills, and of course, the speakers. Like the other speakers in the 1961 family, this speaker looks really great. The finish on it looks awesome, and I've already mentioned before that I love the way that they look. It's also pretty hefty for its size thanks to the HDF or high density fiber board that Arendal uses, which is sturdier than MDF or medium density fiber board that most others use. I don't think I mentioned it before, but even the binding posts on these speakers look great. I thought it might be interesting to see how they compare size-wise to each other, so here's the 1961 tower, 1961 bookshelf speaker, and 1961 monitor. With the speakers unboxed, it was time to run Arc Genesis, but before that I had also received another comment of someone mentioning that they were considering the 1961 monitors, but they were going to hang them on the wall. They do have the ability to be hung, whether it's through the keyhole or using Arendal's own mounting hardware. This reminded me of a video that I watched from Aaron's Audio Corner where he tested the 1961 bookshelf speaker, and he also did it like simulating on-wall performance, and he mentioned that there was a dip when he did that. But he did also say that that's actually a common issue with putting any speaker on the wall. However, measurements are one thing, and it made me wonder, like, how big of a issue would that be in actual use? So I turned off Arc Genesis and the receiver and placed the speakers away from the wall at first and listened to a bunch of my favorite tracks on Spotify. Then I moved them as close as I could to the wall and listened to those same tracks as well. I also recorded a short clip of a copyright-free song, so you'll be able to listen to the entire thing. And hopefully it'll come through on YouTube of what the differences are. Hopefully it came through in the video, but from my own experience listening to a couple of different tracks and even this one that I recorded, I did notice that when they were on the wall, there did seem to be a little bit more bass, but unfortunately it also seemed to lose a little bit of clarity in the sound. Away from the wall, the soundstage to me at least sounded a lot larger, and even though there was less bass than when they were on the wall, everything sounded really clear. So in this case, I personally like them away from the wall. So if you're considering putting these speakers on the wall, whether it's the monitors or the bookshelf speakers, because they can also do that, I would probably encourage you to test them out away from the wall as well, to see if the difference in the sound makes any difference in your room or makes any difference into what you're hearing as far as how they sound. Alright, with that out of the way, it's time to run Arc Genesis. Similar to how I tested the towers and the bookshelf speakers, I did one measurement with just the left and right speakers along with both the subs. I also used the same subwoofer method as before, starting at -15 for each sub and ending up at -22 for the left sub and -24 for the right sub. Thankfully, I didn't run into any issues or glitches for this measurement. After the measurements, I created two profiles, a 2.2 and 2.0 configuration. I didn't make adjustments to the room gain. I uploaded the measurements, and after that, I went through the auto phase adjustment. So now that they were calibrated, I wanted to go ahead and record that same song that I used last time. And I'll also add the clips from that previous video to this as well, so you can hear all the different versions. So first we'll have the bookshelf, then the monitor, then the towers in ported mode, and the towers in sealed mode. This first recording is without the subs. I wasn't sure if it was because I just got them, but the bass didn't seem as strong as what I was expecting, especially when compared to the bookshelf speaker. Arendal does recommend a 50-hour break-in period for their speakers, so I'm wondering if that's what the issue is. In addition to what I heard, it also kind of shows in the PDF from Arc Genesis. So here's the left bookshelf speaker. And here is the left monitor. As you can see, the monitor does seem to have a slight bump in the 100 Hz range, but around 50 and below, the bookshelf actually seems a little bit better. Although in the monitor, it has a more linear response after 1K when compared to the bookshelf. This is almost similar in the right bookshelf speaker and monitor. Now let's listen to them with the subs. Again, the bookshelves will be first, monitors, and then the towers in ported and sealed. just as last time, when you pair some subs with the monitors or the bookshelf speakers, the sound is just amazing. However, since I do own the towers and I know how that sounds, I do feel like it evens out the sound a little bit better, so I'm glad that I do have the towers. So that is the 1961 family of speakers, and to be honest, I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. They sound great, and when you pair them with a sub or two, the sound you get is just amazing. I do feel that the missing lower end in the monitors is probably due to not breaking them in yet, because the material that they use on those woofers is actually fairly stiff. But that's a theory that I'm going to have to test at a later date. Well, that's all I have for this video. I would definitely appreciate a like, of course, on this one, and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next one drops. And until then, I hope you have a good one.